Trick Daddy in tears, Joy fighting for her life, and Samantha standing at the center of a storm that's tearing Miami apart. What really happened the night Joy's car spun out of control? Was it truly a tragic accident, or has the city been blind to a darker truth hiding in plain sight? For weeks, tension had been building behind closed doors, whispers of jealousy, quiet arguments, and a sisterly bond that had begun to crack under pressure. But no one expected the drama to explode into something this dangerous, something this life-changing. And now, as the sun rises over Miami, the entire city is buzzing with one burning question. Did Samantha play a role in the accident that nearly ended Joy's life, or is she being dragged into a nightmare she never created? Trick Daddy's emotional breakdown at the scene only raised more questions. Why was he so devastated? What did he know? And why did witnesses say he kept repeating the same words under his breath? This wasn't supposed to happen. Miami wants answers. Fans want the truth. And this story is just getting started. The chaos that followed Joy's accident didn't just shake the city. It exposed every hidden crack, every quiet argument, and every buried emotion that the public had only guessed at. In the hours after the crash, Miami felt like a pressure cooker ready to explode. Sirens echoed through the streets, fans refreshed their feeds non-stop, and rumors spread faster than the actual news. What people didn't know was that this story had roots stretching far deeper than a single night, and by the time the truth surfaced, it would drag everyone into a storm they never saw coming. Witnesses claimed that the moment Trick Daddy arrived at the scene, something inside him simply shattered. He wasn't the tough, unshakable figure the world knew. He walked with trembling hands, eyes red, breathing uneven, as if the ground beneath him had disappeared. Some say he kept mumbling Joy's name, as if calling her back from a place he feared she might not return from. Others say he looked terrified, like he already knew the accident wasn't what it seemed. His reaction confused everyone. Why was he so broken? Why did guilt weigh so heavily in his expression? Meanwhile, Samantha's name began circulating online within minutes. At first, people dismissed it as typical fan speculation. Every tragedy breeds conspiracy. But then more details leaked. Someone claimed they had overheard Samantha arguing with Joy earlier that day. Another person said they saw Samantha leaving in a rush, looking distraught, moments before the crash occurred. Suddenly, the public wasn't asking if Samantha was involved, they were asking how deeply. But the truth was, even before that night, the sisters' relationship had been strained. Old jealousy, simmering resentment, silent competition, things they tried to hide for years. Joy was always the calmer one, the one who forgave easily, but even she had grown tired of Samantha's unpredictable moods and sudden outbursts. They loved each other, yes, but love doesn't erase tension, and tension doesn't disappear on its own. In the days leading up to the accident, insiders say the smallest things became arguments. A comment, a look, a misunderstanding. It all piled up, pushing them closer and closer to a breaking point. What no one expected was that Trick Daddy would get caught in the middle of it all. His history with both sisters made everything more complicated. Joy trusted him. Samantha confided in him. But the lines between concern, loyalty, and emotional attachment blurred long ago. Rumors swirled that Samantha felt overshadowed, not just by Joy's personality, but by her connection to Trick Daddy. That jealousy, some say, planted the first seeds of bitterness. When the accident happened, those seeds grew into a wildfire. By the time Joy was rushed to the hospital, the internet had turned into a battlefield. One side defended Samantha, insisting she would never harm her sister. The other demanded answers, pointing out inconsistencies, strange timing, and suspicious behavior. Screenshots, voice notes, old interviews, everything became evidence. Everything became a weapon. Inside the hospital, the atmosphere was suffocating. Family members argued in whispers, trying not to break down in front of cameras. People avoided eye contact, unsure of who to trust or what to believe. Samantha arrived later, pale and shaking, insisting she had nothing to do with it. But eyes followed her everywhere. Every step she took felt heavy, judged, watched. Trick Daddy couldn't look at her without his face tightening, as if seeing her brought back something he didn't want to remember. And Joy, unconscious, silent, vulnerable, became the center of a storm that was growing bigger by the minute. No one knew it yet, but this was only the beginning. The real story was darker, deeper, and far more complicated than anyone imagined. and the next chapters would force every secret into the light. As the night dragged on, new layers of the story began to surface, layers no one was prepared to face. Inside the hospital waiting area, the silence was thick, almost suffocating. Every few minutes, a nurse would walk past, and all heads would turn, desperate for updates about Joy's condition. But no one said anything. Not yet. Not until they were sure she would survive what had happened. Trick Daddy sat in the corner, elbows on his knees, hands gripping his head like he was trying to hold himself together. Every now and then, he'd look up, eyes glassy, as if replaying the accident in his mind again and again. Some people tried speaking to him, but he didn't respond. He looked detached from reality, lost in a place between guilt and fear, a place where no words could reach him. Samantha sat on the opposite side of the room. Alone. Her eyes were swollen from crying, but the whispers around her made every breath feel heavier. People avoided sitting near her, and even those who believed in her innocence stayed quiet, unsure of how to comfort her without inviting judgment. Every whisper felt like a knife. Every look felt like an accusation. What made everything worse was the sudden appearance of a leaked message online. Someone claimed Samantha had sent a text earlier that day, saying she was done with Joy. Whether true or fake, no one cared. It spread like wildfire across social media, twisting public perception even further. Hashtags accusing Samantha trended instantly. The internet had chosen a villain, and it wasn't going to let go easily. However, not everyone was convinced. A few friends insisted Samantha had been trying to help Joy in recent weeks, trying to fix their strained bond. They said she had been trying to apologize for something, but Joy wasn't ready to talk. Whatever that mystery was, it added another shadow over the story. Something had broken between them long before the accident, but no one could agree on what. Meanwhile, security footage from a nearby street started circulating online. The video didn't show the crash directly, but it caught Joy's car speeding moments before. People paused it, replayed it, zoomed in, searching for clues that might explain what really happened. Did someone tamper with the car? Did Joy lose control? Or was someone following her? Every theory sounded possible. Every possibility felt frightening. Then came another twist. Someone claimed they heard Trick Daddy arguing with Samantha 2 days before the accident. No one knew what the argument was about, but the timing made it explosive. Fans demanded answers. Bloggers spun their own narratives. And the family, already falling apart, found themselves drowning in chaos they couldn't escape. In the middle of all this, doctors finally brought news. Joy was stable, but unconscious. The relief was immediate, but it came with questions that refused to stay quiet. If she woke up, would she remember what happened? Would she confirm the rumors? Clear Samantha's name? Or expose her completely? As the sun began to rise, the lines between truth, lies, and fear blurred even further. Everyone hoped Joy would wake up soon, because she was the only one who knew exactly what happened that night, and the truth waiting inside her mind might shatter everything. Morning light filtered through the hospital windows, but it brought no clarity, only more questions and a silence so heavy it felt like the walls themselves were listening. As family members stepped out to take calls and calm their nerves, Trick Daddy finally stood up, wiping his face with the sleeve of his jacket. He looked exhausted, like he hadn't slept in days, even though only a few hours had passed since the accident. His eyes drifted towards Samantha, and for a moment, she froze, hoping he might say something, anything, to ease the weight pressing against her chest. But he didn't. He simply looked at her, a mixture of pain and disbelief etched across his face, then turned away. That single moment shattered Samantha more than any social media rumor could. If Trick Daddy didn't trust her, who would? Meanwhile, reporters had already gathered outside the hospital. Cameras clicked, microphones extended, voices shouted questions that no one had answers for. The hospital security tried to push them back, but every minute, more people arrived. Fan pages were live streaming. Bloggers were making bold claims. The world was treating Joy's accident not as a tragedy, but as the biggest scandal the show had seen in years. Inside, Samantha clutched her phone, scrolling through hundreds of comments, some calling her a monster, others demanding her arrest, and a few begging for the truth. Tears blurred her vision. She wanted to scream that she had nothing to do with it, but she knew yelling into the void would only make things worse. In that moment, her silence became her enemy. Then, quietly, someone sat beside her. It was a close family friend, one of the few people who believed Samantha wasn't capable of something so dark. "You need to stay calm," they whispered. "Right now, everything is speculation. We don't know what happened." "But they all think I did it, even he does," she whispered back, her voice breaking. "You can't control what people think," the friend said gently. "But when Joy wakes up, she can." Those words struck like lightning. Everything, every hope, every fear, now rested on Joy's memory. The thought terrified Samantha. While the world spiraled outside, something else was brewing behind the scenes. A mechanic, someone who had worked on Joy's car recently, posted cryptic messages online saying he had seen something off the last time the car was brought in. Fans swarmed his profile, demanding details. Before he could say more, his posts vanished, deleted within minutes. But the damage was done. People started whispering about tampering, sabotage, and hidden motives. Theories spread like fire. Some said Samantha planned everything out of jealousy. Others insisted it was someone completely unrelated, maybe even someone Joy had confronted earlier that week. A few believed Trick Daddy knew more than he was saying, pointing out how shaken he was at the scene. In the middle of all this chaos, a doctor finally stepped into the waiting room. His face was calm, unreadable. Everyone stood, hearts pounding, waiting for the words that would change everything. "Joy has shown signs of movement," he said slowly. "She may wake up soon." A wave of relief rushed through the room, but for Samantha, relief came with fear. Because when Joy opened her eyes, the truth, whatever it was, would finally step into the light. And someone's world was about to collapse. Joy's story is hanging by a thread, and every second that passes only deepens the mystery. Miami is waiting. Fans are waiting. And somewhere in that hospital room, the truth is preparing to reveal itself. But until Joy wakes up and speaks for the first time, one question continues to haunt everyone watching this unfold. Was this a tragic accident, or a carefully crafted betrayal hidden behind the mask of family? And now, it's your turn to step into the conversation. We want to hear what you think. Do you believe Samantha had anything to do with that crash? Or is she just another victim of the rumors spiraling out of control? Do you think Trick Daddy knows more than he's admitting? Or is he simply heartbroken and caught between two people he cares about? Is this a case of jealousy reaching a dangerous boiling point? Or is there a deeper truth waiting to surface, one that none of us are seeing yet? Your voice matters here. Drop your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. Tell us who you think is telling the truth, who's hiding something, and who might be the key to unlocking this entire mystery. And if you want to stay ahead of every update in this unfolding storm, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Because trust us, the moment Joy opens her eyes, everything will change. The drama will escalate. The secrets will spill. And the story you think you know is going to flip upside down. So stay locked in. Stay ready. And be here for the next chapter, because the real shock? It hasn't even started yet.